All right, welcome to Rapid Fire Manufacturing. Today we have Emily Wilkins. Emily is the founder and CEO of Marketing Metal, an agency focused on helping job shops and small manufacturers strengthen their brands and develop effective marketing strategies. She has a deep expertise in the manufacturing sector and a passion for driving success through branding. Emily brings a ton of insight on how some of the smallest shops can make huge impacts. Emily, thank you so much for joining.
Thanks for having me, David.
Let's jump in. So, what are some key strategies that small manufacturing businesses can use to stand out in a crowded market?
Yeah, hit me with the big one right off the bat. So I small shops have a hard time with marketing because they have small budgets. A lot of times they have not done a lot of marketing. They don't have a lot of experience with marketing, so they're not really sure what they don't know what they need and what they don't need. There's a ton of advice out there on the internet about marketing, and most of it is not specific to job shops and what they need. And they really do have pretty specific needs. Manufacturing is still very much a relationship based business, as I'm sure you know. So to me, what I have found most successful with my clients is really helping them put that personality and that human side of their work forward. So when we build brands for them, we're really trying to make sure that it matches their personality, make sure we're showing the faces behind the work, really making sure that we nail the vibe that they're trying to put out there matches who they actually are too.
I like that. So, is it common that maybe they're not familiar with marketing and they'll try to jump on some trend that really doesn't align with who they are as a company? So, you kind of go in and you discover the personality of the company, and then make sure it's aligned with, the marketing plan, right?
Yeah, well, exactly. And it's not just it's not just that the trend is not aligned with what they're doing. It's that if they don't have that part defined early on, then any marketing that they do is not, it's not necessarily going to drive the kind of results that it could, right? If they have the brand and everything placed, then it will help all of their marketing efforts be successful going forward. So whether there's so many different strategies out there and so many different ways to approach marketing, but regardless of which direction you go with that, it's making sure that messaging and the image and all of that is really tight and focused from the start, and then anything that you do is going to be more successful.
Yeah, I've just through research, like it's really challenging to figure that stuff out. So I'm glad you're out there helping these companies because yeah, it's definitely challenging. Now, is there something that a company could do that would help you out? I guess what kind of research should companies start doing to try to help out on their marketing side? Or is it something that it's really helpful to just have an outsider perspective on it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think I hear this almost daily, like we're great at making parts, we're terrible at marketing. Like they just don't know, and they don't, as busy business owners wearing all the hats, they don't have time to do the deep dive that they need to do to really understand their marketing. And that's part of our process, honestly, is like educating them on why we made certain decisions and what we're doing and what it's going to do for them and how it's going to help them, instead of just, this is what you need and here's a chart every month for, showing a bunch of random numbers that they don't fully understand.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. Now, from your experience, what are the biggest challenges job shops face when it comes to marketing, and how can they overcome some of those obstacles effectively?
Yeah. Again, like I think there's just a mass of information out there on marketing, and it's confusing for people who've been marketing their whole lives. Like there's just a lot out there. There's so many options, so many different ways to approach it. So I think that's the biggest challenge, just like being able to figure out what applies to them, what doesn't, what's going to be the most effective way forward for them. and with technology changing at lightning speed, like it just changes all the time. New social platforms pop up, new AI comes out of nowhere and is suddenly like the main focus of like so much of what people talk about marketing these days. So, I think it's just they don't know what they don't know, and there's just so much information out there. So how do they go about understanding it and approaching it? I guess book an intro call with me and we can break it down.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Now, so that's AI is a huge thing. I haven't seen too much. I know it's out there in marketing, obviously, but from your perspective, how do you see that kind of shifting for some of these smaller shops too, or in manufacturing in general?
Yeah, I like anything, like any tool, I see it as a way, especially because it's a free tool for now. There's paid versions, obviously, of certain AIs, but it's a price accessible tool that small business owners can leverage to be more effective in their marketing. Because so much of marketing these days is like creating content and making sure that you're getting it out there in front of people. And AI can really help streamline that process and make it faster. No, that does not mean go to ChatGPT and say, hey, write me, 30 social posts for the next quarter and just copy and paste, because that's not gonna, people are gonna, their spidey senses are immediately going to say that's AI, and I'm not going to, they're not going to pay attention to it. But another reason why it's really important to nail down what's the personality of the brand, what's the tone, what's the, how are we speaking with our audience, because you can feed that to ChatGPT and help it create better responses that are a little bit closer to what you need. You still are going to have to go through and edit it and make it
Yes.
human. But yeah, so that's one way that AI, I think, is changing the marketing game for small shops. Another way is it's been they're bringing it into search engines more. So I don't know if you've noticed, whenever the last time you went to Google was, but like a lot of times when you type in a search now, there's an AI at the top that comes through and like analyzes the results and says, okay, based on what I'm seeing, this is the answer to your question. Well, from a marketing standpoint, the AI is keeping people from actually clicking on those links.
Yes, I can see that.
Which means that SEO, search engine optimization, which marketers have been telling shops for over a decade now, close to 2 decades now, is all powerful, is not all powerful anymore. So you have to find other ways to get in front of your audience.
Yeah, that's interesting. So I actually tried that out temporarily where it automatically just took me to like Chat GPT, and it was very frustrating because like I couldn't click. I'm like, no, I don't want to see all these websites like in Chat GPT, like take me to the website. So
Yeah.
real quick, reverted back to the original search engine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's frustrating. And as a marketer, it's frustrating, when you putting, especially if you're spending money with a company that specifically does SEO, it costs a lot. Like, it's not cheap to get to the top of Google, like people think it's
Oh yeah, absolutely
a free thing. Like, it's not free. It takes a lot of work and to get there. And if you're doing it, you're spending all that money and it's not generating the traffic that you need, the leads, really. That's what, at the end of the day, that's what they're looking for, right? Is new leads. And that's the other thing too with job shops that's different. Like, they're not trying to get hundreds of new leads a week. They're not like a software company where they're trying to grow subscription, a $10 a month subscription, and they're trying to get, thousands of people to sign up for their subscriptions. They need one new customer, a quarter, and that will like take them beyond their goals most of the time, right? Like, one good customer can be huge for a job shop. So
yeah, absolutely.
So again, just like shifting kind of the perspective of like volume isn't necessarily the goal with with lead gen for job shops. It's good to have volume, but like if if they got 10 ideal leads in a week, they wouldn't be able to handle it.
Yeah, right. No, that's really cool. Yeah, I'm really excited to see, these companies just really make a huge impact, and what you're doing is phenomenal. So appreciate everything. And then for those of you watching, stay tuned for more insights from experts like Emily. Thank you so much.
Thank you.